Welcome back. Time now 11:22 on your Wednesday morning. And the Air Force is recruiting again after many things were slow, delayed, or halted during the heart of the pandemic. So now there are a lot of different ways for someone to maybe build their skills up while you serve in the forces, offering career options and opportunities for growth and setting up success. Today we're joined by Staff Sergeant Christopher Estrada Cruz, Air Force recruiter for the Greater Peoria region, to help inform us more on the Air Force and Space Force, as well as Doug Shaw, as well, and let's talk about more of the ways that you can find your own career opportunities in ways that maybe you weren't expecting. And I know the two of you were talking a little bit a moment ago. Your careers have maybe diverged in ways that you didn't really see, but we'll get to that in a little moment. Just tell us a little bit about your service and how people can get involved.
Go ahead. So I've been serving for just a little over 10 years, and it's been just a wonderful experience. It can be that same experience for anyone, really. We all started in San Antonio, Texas, basic training, and then we all go off to separate technical training schools. We start with different careers, and throughout the past 9 years, I've been working in telecommunications. I've, lived in 4 separate states, and here we are. Volunteered for recruiting, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, absolutely. How about yourself, Doug?
I started in water and fuel systems, so I worked in plumbing systems on waterworks and sewage lines until I volunteered to be a recruiter. In my entire career took me across the southern United States and to South Korea before doing this.
Oh, wow. How long were you in South Korea?
I was only there for a year.
Okay.
But it was one of the best adventures.
Though. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I mean, what really started the spark for you to get involved in the first place?
Well, I was looking for better career options. So I was going to college, paying for it, and also trying to find a way to work to pay for said college, and, eventually just ran out of money. And
that happens.
Just sitting there thinking, there's got to be a better way to do this.
Sure.
And sure enough, I found the Air Force, where I can go to school, I can do a job, get paid to do that job, and essentially get paid to go to school. Because Air Force is the only branch that is going to simultaneously give you college credits for your job as you're doing it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. How about yourself?
And I joined just because legacy. My granddad was a Marine. My dad was 22 years in the Air Force. So I wanted to follow in that steps to be the next generation in my family that was able to do it.
Absolutely. Now, I think a lot of people may have questions about sort of the first steps that they may need to take. I mean, what typically would you suggest people do?
So the first step, of course, is just contact one of us. Let us know that you're interested. Just express that interest, and we'll go over a couple of basic qualifiers. Of course, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 39. Not have any open prescriptions, stuff like that. Just a couple of medical history questionnaires, and we'll get those pre-qualifiers out of the way. And we'll kind of just go from there, see what your interests are, and then we'll get you up to Chicago for our military entrance processing station. So we just know it as MEPS. So you go up there, you do your physical, which entails just a basic eye check, ears, height, weight, just pretty standard stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, I think a lot of people are wondering, too, I mean, the past couple of years, Space Force has kind of come into play a little bit, too. And you were mentioning that it's a bit of, should we say, maybe not necessarily a division, but a branch of the Air Force. What would that even entail?
So back in the 40s, the Air Force split away from the Army. And because they didn't have the manpower to be able to do recruiting for their own, the Army was doing the recruiting for the Air Force. And now it's our turn to do the same thing for the Space Force. So the Space Force differs from the Air Force. Is there a lot of satellite and cyber communication jobs, very top secret, very hush. But it's a very similar process. Now they just go into a couple added steps. You fill out an application, there's a board, there's an interview to make sure this is something that you want to do and something that you're very qualified for.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're dealing with top secret communications and concepts of any kind like that, you want to make sure you're having the right people. So that's fair. That's fair. We're going to throw some information up on your screen there on how you can get involved if you're interested and maybe going through the process yourself and finding a path that would interest you as well. We've got a couple local recruitment offices as well. Of course, several across our local counties here, as well as in our satellite counties, too, out in Stark, Knox, Warren, and Marshall. And then, of course, if you need more information, we'll have that all up on our website at 25newsnow.com and our socials. So if you want to get in touch with these fine two men and maybe ask them a few more questions, you'll have the opportunity to do that. But guys, thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
And of course, thank you for your service as well.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Alrighty, guys. We'll be right back after the break.